Hello and welcome to Clowning Around again with me and Stroud. And I hope, lovely listeners and brilliant viewers, that this week you have found some time to laugh, think, and play, because you know it does make you feel better. And yes, in case you haven't worked it out, it's a cheeky little solo episode. And today I wanted just to be clowning around again. Do 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 do. Uncertainty. Now, I don't know how you are all feeling, and I don't know how the world is landing with you as I record this in sort of the middle of May. How is it the middle of May? How has that possibly happened? But it strikes me that there's lots of stuff that I know I'm experiencing that is just really uncertain. It feels like lots of people are not making decisions. It feels like I'm not making always the best decisions. It feels like everything is sort of uncertain in so many ways. And I wonder, how do you handle uncertainty? Are you somebody that can sort of navigate it? And if so, brilliant, well done. But for me, over the last few weeks, I've really been really aware that there's been lots of uncertainty about how am I going to get an agent for both my book and my performing? Am I going to go with this new potential talent person in America? Am I going to secure enough business to keep everything going and the lights on in my studio here? So there's been a lot of uncertainty. And I've got to be honest with you all, there's been a few days where I've really struggled with it. And so there's been a few things that I've done which I thought might be helpful for some of you if you're going through the same stuff. So firstly, I think it was Tuesday, if I remember correctly. Might have been Monday. Who knows? Oh no, it was Tuesday. And I had a few things kind of cancel. And there was just that sort of vacuous bit of time where it was like, oh, I'm meant to be having meetings. And for absolutely really legitimate reasons, they got moved. And I found myself in this sort of uncertain thing of like, well, hang on a minute, I've got extra time. What should I do? Now, old M would have been like, well, got to utilize this time and make sure that you're on things. But I noticed that actually that wasn't where my body was feeling. And actually, as I was sort of trying and sort of almost, dare I say, did performative work of I'm going to be in front of my computer. This is definitely what I'm going to do because look at me being very busy and efficient. I took a moment, I took a breath and went, actually, now I've got this space, rather than doing what I think I should be doing, let's actually do what feels better. So I took myself off home. I'm going to let you into a secret. Now, I know I can do this because I work for myself and I don't have a job, but I had a little sleep in the afternoon. I know. And you know what? I felt better afterwards. And what was even more exciting, I didn't feel guilty. This is called progress, kids. This is called progress. And so there's these things like when I'm uncertain about a decision or I'm uncertain because the world is uncertain, right? It feels like lots of people are in fear. Lots of us are anxious. Lots of us are going, well, should I book my summer holiday? I don't know. Should I get on a plane? I don't know. Never has it felt more important to do the things that I've been really practicing what I preach, I guess, this week. So I've made sure, for example, that I have been writing a lot. You know that good old fashioned thing when you get a notebook and a pen and you put the rest of the world away? Well, that's what I've been doing. And there's something reassuring about watching your words emerge from a pen, from your mind, and some of it being conscious and some of it being subconscious. Does it change the reality? And there's a lot of things, there's a lot of my uncertainty about how things are going to go and what work is going to come in and what relationships am I going to build. Has that changed by me sitting and writing stuff down? Of course not. But have I changed how I feel about it? Yeah. And I know for a lot of us, those of us that have children and stuff, it's that thing of, gosh, what a world that we're raising our kids in. How can we make them feel more secure? How can we sort of demonstrate security and be that dependable parent in a world that is so uncertain? And the only way that I know how to do that is you have to lean in more to the things that I know work. And these things have helped me time and time and time again. And do I do them all the time? No. Did I have a very teary kind of afternoon yesterday when I was coming back from my gig in Bristol? Yes. Am I certain that it was potentially the menopause having a little sort of play with my hormones? Yes. Did it make me feel more uncertain? Yes. Did writing this down help me so that I could go, oh, maybe it's that? Yeah. So this whole idea about uncertainty is around, and it's really prevalent at the moment, isn't it? I mean, as I'm recording this, if you're listening in the UK, we're uncertain if we've got a prime minister or not. I mean, literally, it is a sort of, I use this word lightly, but not really. You know, it's a sort of epidemic, isn't it, of uncertainty. Is there going to be more petrol prices going up? Are we going to have a prime minister? Can we be certain that the big orange man in America is going to do something stupid? Well, on that, we definitely have certainty. However, the thing is that it's how do we keep coming back to self, right? How do we make ourselves feel okay so that we can navigate all of these things that we don't have control over? So one of the things that I've been doing this week, writing. One of the other things that I've been doing, now none of these are mind-blowingly new. You're going to go, oh, Em, I was listening to the podcast expecting something brand new. You know what? I don't think there is loads of brand new things. Shock horror. No, I don't think there are. I think the things that we know work. But when we're feeling uncertain, we don't want to go near the things that we know work because then we might feel better and then we know that they work. And then it's almost like, but hang on a minute. I know that they work, but I don't do them because I don't know why. Because I don't know. Why is that the case? I don't know. I mean, it's funny, yesterday I did a gig, right, in front of a room of CEOs, and one of them said, and we were talking about breathing, right? Another thing that we can be certain, if we're lucky enough to be breathing, if you focus on it for a little bit, you'll feel better. You'll ground. You'll remember that your feelings are not you, they are just your feelings, and you can get into your body in a different way. That we know for sure. But this CEO, very smart, very, very successful human being, went, oh yes, I've tried that breathing thing, and it really did help me. I was like, great. And he went, but then I forgot to carry on doing it because it had helped me. So I get it. It doesn't matter how high achieving that you are or you perceive that you're not. The thing is, we all have things that we know that make us feel better, but we all, for some reason, go, yeah, but I don't know, I'm going to carry on doing them. Right? So I'm the comic coach, right? I've been coaching people for over 20 years. Do I get this right? Oh, absolutely not. So many of the times I don't get this right at all. But that's the thing, right? We're all on this journey together. So if you are feeling uncertain, what I am certain of is that these are the things that will help with the uncertainty that you can't help because it's uncertain. These are the things that will give you certainty, will definitely help. And I hope that that is clear. So just in case it wasn't, if you are uncertain about many things, these are the certain things that will definitely help you to deal with the uncertainty. And that I am definitely certain for. I've now lost these words as well. So within uncertainty, these things will help. Number one, breathing. Now, I'm not just talking your regular breathing so that you're alive, because if you're human and you're listening to this, if there are, by the way, any non-humans listening to this, do let me know. I don't know how, but do let me know. I'd be fascinated if I've got a parrot listening. So breathing. I know it's really annoying, isn't it? And the amount of people that go, I don't like meditation. Meditation doesn't work for me, I tried it. It just isn't for me. My head just seems to carry on doing things. That is meditation. I am certain, for sure, that if we all do it a little bit better, not better, if we just do it, I am certain the whole world will feel better. You don't have to get it right. You can't get meditation right. That's why it's called a practice. That's why even people that have been doing it for 35, 40 years go, it's a practice. So if you are like, oh, I'm certain I don't like meditation because I've tried it once and it didn't work for me and my head was really full, that is called meditation. Just allow yourself to show up. Now, there are many, many apps out there. There are many, many people that can help you with meditation. The app that I use is Insight Timer, although I'll be honest with you, it's become a little bit commercial recently, so I don't know if I love it as much. However, go find an app that's good. There's loads of people that can do that, right? But I am certain that if you let yourself breathe and you let yourself come into your body and just ground and put your feet on the floor and pay attention to your breath, I am certain that it will make you feel something and it will make you feel different. Am I certain that it will make you feel better? No, because sometimes when you actually stop and you actually check in with yourself as I discovered, walking back from the gym, I was doing a cheeky little walking meditation. I was like, I know, I'll do my meditating while I'm walking because that's efficient, right? And also quite like walking meditations. But on Monday, I tell you what, listeners and viewers of Clowning Around, I'll tell you what happened to me listening to this very gentle, lovely woman. Okay, we're going to walk together. It's going to feel great. Okay, we're now walking. We're walking, and as you're walking, you're just going to notice your emotions and how you're feeling. You're going to notice your emotions and how you're feeling. Oh, look, you're just noticing your emotions. And I was noticing my emotions, lovely people, because I was crying a lot. Again, maybe to do with the perimenopause, could be to do with something else, who knows? So, yes, sometimes when you meditate or you just pay attention to your breath, you might not at that moment feel better, but you will feel. And I am certain that allowing ourselves to feel things is a good thing. It's taken me a long time to know that, but it is true. So, breathing, meditation, tick, definitely certain will help you feel better in these uncertain times. Good, that was very clear. Very proud of myself for that one. Journaling, but not just journaling with, today, everybody, I managed to get on the tube and train, and I managed to get to work. And when I got to work, Jeff was as annoying as ever. No, not that kind of journaling. Just writing. It's one of the most powerful things that I do, is where you just let your subconscious flow. Now, to do that, some of you might be listening or watching going, I don't want to do that. I need a theme. What am I meant to write about? Sometimes it's good not to have a theme. So you set yourself a timer. 5 minutes, people. 5 minutes. Bit of music, no vocals. And then just literally just let whatever emerges emerge. And again, I am certain that you will feel different after doing that. In these uncertain times, this is what we can do. Number 3, in this crazy world of uncertainty, go play. Now, of course, I'm going to see this because I always bang on about playing and why playing matters. And if you're new to me and you're new to Clowning Around again, for me, when we play, we can't help but be human. And playing really is doing something where you are fully present and you get enjoyment from it. Now, of course, we all play in different ways. The way that everybody plays can be different, right? And I've identified that there's 12 different ways of play. And no doubt at some point on Clowning Around again, I will share more of those. However, you know what brings you enjoyment. And in this uncertain time, actually diarising, that's right, kids, put it in your diary, otherwise it doesn't happen. Some time, some playtime for you will then help you access little moments of joy. So again, we've got breathing, we've got writing, we've got play. These are things to do when the world feels uncertain. Another thing to do to help you when the world feels uncertain is laugh. That's right. Laughing, 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 laughing. Laughing, 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 laugh, 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 laugh. Yes, it's very good to laugh. Not only because I've just said it in a slightly weird way, but also it makes you feel better. It literally makes you feel better. And this isn't just me saying it. It is scientifically proven that laughter releases all of the good hormones. So whoever makes you laugh, and it doesn't matter whether it's Laurel and Hardy, there's an old reference that another CEO said to me yesterday, to Josie Long, to Kevin Hart, to your best friend Bob. I don't mind who it is that makes you laugh, but go to the person that makes you laugh. Seek them out. There is nothing better in this uncertain, crazy world that we're living in to allow yourself some time to laugh. So these are the things that I've been doing. And it was really funny because yesterday on my way back, I'd been doing this gig and I'd felt all a bit wibbly wobbly and stuff. So I was feeling, really uncertain about me, my path, my future, my worth, all of these things, right? And I came back home and I was with my boy. And this is my 5th thing. Now, my boy has just turned 14 and he wanted to go off and play golf. And in order for him to go and play golf, I have to drive him. And I had been feeling all wibbly wobbly and stuff. Other terms are available. And we put on some music. And to start off with, he was listening to a few of his favourite tracks at the moment. some of which I was like, oh, these have interesting lyrics. Interesting. Lovely. That's a pod for another time. But then he played some music that's ours, that we both know. And even though I'd been feeling really vulnerable, really all over the place, suddenly listening to a few of these tunes, I couldn't help find myself but smile. And that's as real as all of the rest of the noise, both in my head, but also outside externally going on. So my fifth and final thing that I know that has helped me in this uncertain world and my uncertain week has been playing music that makes me feel better. Now, for some of you, you might not massively be into music. I understand that. Loads of people don't actively seek out music and things like that. And if you are one of those people, then I wonder what would be the one track if there was something, maybe with an amazing memory of your parents or your caregiver or a friend from when you were a teenager. Because I think there's something magic about music. And I think there's something about magic about music that makes us connect to things from the past where we've been feeling brilliant. Because those things are true. And again, that's how we can access our own certainty. And that, dear lovely listeners and viewers of Clowning Around, that is how we can feel better. And if we can then allow ourselves to feel better, then we can go out and be the light to the rest of the world. Then we can go out and share our magnificence and share all of your awesomeness in this very uncertain world. But we have to do this for ourselves. Nobody else can do it for us. So yes, as this week has felt deeply uncertain for me in many, many ways, the way that I found my own sense of certainty as I record this has been doing those 5 things. None of them is groundbreaking. Sure, Cara. I'll try next week to make sure I've got something groundbreaking on the pod. Can't guarantee that I will, but I'll try. But they all help, and they're all real. And I am certain that if you let yourself do it, if you let yourself have some space and some time to do those things, you will feel better. And maybe, just maybe, that's the gift that you can give yourself and therefore everybody else around you. Because if all of us do that, if every single one of us that's listening to this or watching this does that, that's how we can make the world a bit more certain. And that's how we can make other people perhaps feel a little bit better because there's certainty in us. There you go. Another little cheeky little episode of Clowning Around again. I can't begin to tell you how excited I am about some of the guests that I've got coming on. I have some of the most amazing guests. Like I've got people that have set up really famous things coming on. I've got people that have been given many different accolades and awards coming on. I've got people who are like really grown up but really cool. So if you love this pod, do please like, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. I'm very excited to be back with you all. Have a really good week. Make sure you do find some times to laugh, think with kindness and play because you know it is going to make you feel better. Let me know how this has all landed and I will catch up with you next week. Ta-ta for now.